Now I want to turn to something that happened last week when Lindo went to London to celebrate the film at the BAFTAs.
Can I stop you 1 second? With all due respect. With all due respect, I'm actually not going to talk about this.
Not at all.
Now, during an interview on NPR's Fresh Air, Delroy Lindo seemingly shut down the idea of discussing the moment at the BAFTAs.
Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan
were presenting an award, and John Davidson, who has Tourette's, experienced an involuntary tic which caused him to shout out the N-word.
For a vital part of movie making.
We're here to celebrate.
You're not going to talk about it. And why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because in the intro when you said, "Oh yes, we'll be talking about what happened with BAFTA,"
I saw you chuckle a little bit.
Because I said, "No, we're not."
Delroy shutting down the topic got him trending on Twitter.
Tell me why.
I have made 2 comments about what happened, and I feel that for me, that is all I need to say.
Yeah, so the first comment was at a BAFTAs after party.
I don't know what I was thinking, but a gentleman came up to me at the after party and said, he introduced himself and said, "Oh, I'm with Vanity Fair." Nat should have told me, this is a journalist right here. He said, "I'm with Vanity Fair."
Yeah.
Well, what Delroy did say to John Ross from the Vanity Fair was, he and Jordan, quote, did what we had to do, end quote, while presenting, but that he wished, quote, someone from BAFTA spoke to us afterwards, end quote. So the BAFTAs were on a Sunday, and then 6 days later, Delroy was at the NAACP Image Awards and was going to present an award with Sinners writer-director Ryan Coogler.
And right before we went on stage, I said to Ryan that I wanted to just say something. He didn't know what I was going. I said, let me just, before we start reading the teleprompter, I have something I want to just say.
We appreciate all the support and the love that we have been shown in the aftermath of what happened last weekend. It means a lot to us.
And that's all I am going to say.
Something that could have been very negative becoming very positive. Thank you so much for the support.
Now, it turns out that's not all that Delroy is going to say on the topic. And bravo to the host, Tanya Mosley. This is a sign of a good interviewer. Because, yeah, she manages to, crack open that window again that Delroy's just shut down by telling him her experience of seeing that moment.
When I saw the clip of that, we immediately looked to your face. and we were searching your face. How would I respond to that?
Sure.
Because, yeah, what Delroy or Michael hasn't spoken about was what was going through their head in that moment when it did happen.
And I wanted to know what you told your son, what you told Michael B. Jordan afterwards.
The first revelation of what Delroy says is that he and Michael didn't talk about it till a week later.
Mike and I spoke on, this is Tuesday, Mike and I spoke on Sunday for the first time, just amongst ourselves.
Yeah, so the BAFTAs were on Sunday, February 22nd. And yeah, if he meant that same day that they talked on that Sunday, he would have said that same day. No, he said, this past Sunday, which would have been at the Actors Awards. So yeah, they didn't talk about it after they came off stage with the BAFTAs. So I can kind of see how that happens because you're with the winners of Best Visual Effects, and each of them have to go back to their individual seats.
There was no time at all.
But I mean, you have a moment to, say to Michael or vice versa what Delroy thought in his head when the moment happened.
I'm thinking, wait, did I just hear what I thought I heard?
Yeah, Michael would be the only person for Delroy that could verify what Delroy thought he heard. And yeah, so then it wouldn't have really been until Monday morning that they saw all the attention that moment got on social media and in the press, especially in North American press. And then the BAFTAs and the BBC and John Davidson are all issuing statements over Monday and Tuesday. Then Michael and Delroy see each other at the NAACP Image Awards the following Saturday. Yeah, they still didn't get a chance to talk about it. Yeah, so it wasn't until the Actors Awards the next day that they finally got to have a conversation about it.
Individually, we both had similar responses because you have to understand, we had jobs to do. We were the first presenters of the evening, and we had to read that teleprompter. And we both did exactly that.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
And it truly was a nanosecond. One had to read the teleprompter and get on with presenting the award.
We're here to celebrate the artists who expand.
I processed in the way that I processed in a nanosecond. Mike did similarly, And we went on and did our jobs.
Yeah, it's funny that Delroy said, no, we're not talking about that, and then he ended up talking about it. Yeah, and he gave some great insight into it. But now I think the topic's done. Yeah, I don't think there's any more, that Delroy needs to add. Like, he said everything that needs to be said. So yeah, now I think the topic's done. But yeah, I guess the biggest revelation here, are you surprised that Michael and Delroy didn't talk about that whole situation till a week later?
Delroy, I feel like that's an answer.